I chose Edgewood College because Brzak really stood out to me. He came to my high school and saw me pitch and really wanted me to come to Edgewood College. So having someone have that faith in me really was something special that I felt.
The idea of sitting in a 200-person lecture hall never was very appealing to me. Plus it's close to home. I like being close to my family. So those were the two main reasons, plus the baseball program was great. Love Coach Brzak, I love the guys that I met on my visit. So Edgewood was kind of the clear-cut choice for me right off the bat.
It's got the small school and a big city feel. I'm from Milwaukee, so I knew I wanted kind of a bigger city feel when choosing a school, but I didn't necessarily want to stay in Milwaukee. So Madison was the best of both worlds in that sense because it's far enough away from home but close enough at the same time.
Coming out of a junior college, I was looking for a home that with a close group of guys, competitive on and off the field, and just having an all-around good time. So Edgewood College definitely provided me that opportunity. Coach Odell, Coach Brzak, and Connor Dunphy allowed me to come here and have a great 2 years.
The conversation I had with Coach Brzak felt the best, came on a visit, and I ended up coming here. And I think what did it in was the way he kind of talked about the school and the system, and not just the academic side, but the atmosphere of the team, the attitudes of how players approach the sport, approach each other, how close everyone is. That's kind of what sold me on it.
I chose Edgewood College because of the baseball program. I know Coach Brzak's had a very nice resume of winning in the past, so that really stood out to me. And then when I got on campus for my initial visit, it just kind of felt like family. I mean, Coach Odell is not the coach anymore, but he was just so excited to see me. I remember when I got out of the car.
So I chose Edgewood College originally for the Cutting Edge program, and I gained a lot of skills with education, so academics, vocational, and different skills for living, independent living. So I also, but when I came in for other social aspects, I knew that baseball right away would be the big aspect for social. And so I had already been connected with Coach Brzak before I came here, but I knew that it was the perfect fit when I came in, knowing that I was going to get a lot of great opportunities to be with the baseball team and with the athletics department.
The thing that makes Edgewood College baseball team so special is the fact that we've all stayed really close with each other. There's really not been a whole lot of people that have left this program. It's more so more people have been brought into this program, and I think that really speaks to how we are as a group, and it really makes this team very special.
I think the camaraderie, I'm sure everyone else has said that, but just how close we are ever since I stepped foot on campus. You get encapsulated into a family environment that's second to none. Everyone's so close, and you know, it's 40 guys that it's just like family. So I think that's what makes you unique, and you go through all the trials and tribulations together, so that's what makes you even closer.
And just the guys. I mean, like I always say, the last 4 years I'm never really going to remember all the baseball stuff. I'm going to remember everything that we did together as a team and how we all support each other through the ups and the downs. I mean, we went through COVID together. We've all had injuries in the past, but at the end of the day, we're always going to be there for each other, which is something that you're never going to find anywhere else.
I don't think there's a closer team that I've ever been on before, so it makes it really easy to go through tough times with them.
I think a team's only as good as their leader, and Coach Brzak, he puts us in so many unique situations that many teams don't have to go through. For instance, a tarp pull at 9 p.m. after a doubleheader, or we have to wake up at 7 a.m. to go volunteer somewhere and we have 30 minutes of notice. But there's so many instances like that that seem so unique and bizarre, but it just brought our team so much closer together.
You know, I think that our emphasis on family first is one that you don't often see. I think that's the strongest emphasis we get from top down is, we emphasize the family feel, and that will translate to the baseball field. So I think, we emphasize you know, loving each other and having those personal relationships that I don't think you get everywhere else.
We're always able to have fun with each other. We're always able to pull for each other. It just, like I said, for the similar reason that I wanted to come here while being recruited, is the same thing that I think makes it special. There's a very, in many ways, it's a very, very tight-knit group of guys.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Coach Brzezak for taking a chance on me, Coach Odell, Coach Engel, Brody, Coach Orput, Coach Dick, for just the day in and day out stuff. I'd like to thank my high school coach for preparing me for college, and my parents for getting me here, and just all my teammates for going to battle with me. And over the last 4 years, it's been a great time.
I definitely want to thank my parents for providing me the opportunity to play baseball my whole life, providing me the opportunity to go to a 4-year school. I want to thank Al Brzezak for providing the opportunity to come to Edgewood College, as well as Coach Odell. And I want to thank this group of guys for accepting me with open arms, coming here and giving me friendships that will last a long time.
You know that no matter what happens, the guys are always going to be there for me. And it's just, there's too many people out there that I could thank, but just super thankful for everyone who's been there by my side for the past however many years when I've been playing baseball.
I want to thank Mom and Dad for being able to fund me coming to this school. I've had the best 4 years of my life. I couldn't see myself anywhere else, and that starts with them. So thank you, Mom and Dad.
Honestly, this entire senior class is, you know, everyone I want to thank. You know, coming in here, I've seen a lot of personal growth over these years. These guys have kind of, you know, stuck with me through all those times, and vice versa. I think we've all been there through each other for the past 4 years. And I think, you know, it's really special because we came in here with 8 guys and we're leaving with 11. You know, from that original 8 we brought in, we haven't lost anybody. I think that's you know, that's a pretty unique thing. I don't think that happens a lot of times or anywhere else, really.
Yeah, I'd first like to thank my parents. You know, they've obviously provided so much for me over my entire career, ever since I played baseball when I was very young. And you know, everything that day in, day out support that they can, try to make every baseball games, either they watch it on the streams or they come to the games itself.
Baseball world, some of my former coaches, Coach Miller, Bob Miller at Cuesta, Jerry Chabot, who was one of the coaches at Cuesta also, Casey Belt, another one from my old school. Yeah, there's so many of them. Casey used to give me a pretty hard time, which is why I appreciate him so much. Ted Lilly, who's formerly with Cuesta, I'd like to thank him a lot. Cole Motter, I always get his last name wrong, another former coach of mine. I really want to make sure I don't forget anyone there. Yeah, Coach Miller, Jerry, Ted, CB, all the coaches there. A lot of my teammates I had there who definitely helped me mature, especially in those first couple years of college, and I desperately needed it. And then I think the most important people I want to thank are definitely my family. My mom has been absolutely amazing my entire life. Works like crazy just so that my brother and I can do anything and everything we wanted to do growing up. And she was always the person in the stands at my games when I'd be like, when I was really little, to even in college, she'd be in the stands and she'd be yelling at me while I was pitching, like making adjustments on the mound, and I'd hear and kind of ignore, and then when I finally listened, it would actually be the right thing to do. And my stepdad, who's been amazing ever since he showed up and has been a fantastic coach and a support figure. He's been phenomenal, and of course my brother, who's a catcher while I was a pitcher growing up, who's been incredibly supportive, just the best brother I could ask for. Kind of pseudo brother of mine, David Vetter, and his wife Megan. Like to thank them both a lot. Both been very supportive of my life, so I thank all those people.
Well, I would like to just thank all the coaches along the way for supporting me through my roles as both the team manager and the media manager. I feel that I've really grown through my time here. I'd like to thank the sports information staff and everyone else in the athletic department for helping me get to where I am today. I'd obviously like to thank all my teammates. I'd like to thank all the support staff here at Edgewood, Cutting Edge. I'd like to thank my family also for supporting me along the way.
Favorite moment is definitely Tim Kelly's home run.
Definitely the Tim Kelly home run.
Excitement, joy when Tim Kelly hit a home run against Aurora.
Tim Kelly hitting the home run. We were in the NAC tournament last year, making a run, playing Aurora, number, whatever 10 team in the nation it was last year, and came to bat in the first inning. Hadn't really seen a lot of playing time last year, and working at bat, and then ended up hitting a 3-run home run, and just the entire dugout just went crazy. And it was just such an incredible moment. I'll never forget that. Still gives me goosebumps just talking about it. That was awesome.
Honestly, I think one moment was kind of the buzz around our team after realizing we made the NAC tournament last year. Coming into our 4-year tenure here, Edgewood College had kind of been on a downward swing in terms of program success, and our job as our seniors and the senior class before us was to kind of change that tide. And at the end of last year, we needed to go on a 4-game winning streak to even give ourselves a shot. Obviously we ended up winning those 4 games, and at the end of that, right after we won, we were kind of all just waiting to kind of see how the standings would turn out, because at that point it's either we move on or that's the end of our season. And then we kind of realized, like, this is how the standings are turning out. We're going to get into the tournament.
I would say my favorite moment would have been last year when we swept the day on walk-offs against CUC and then against Aurora, and everyone had doubted us, and it was just so special to see how much we really made an impact on the baseball world.
And I'm always going to say my first bus trip down to Mississippi, because that was the first time all the guys were pretty much all together in one same space, and then for me to be a freshman, fresh coming in, and for everyone just to be one team. There weren't 4 classes, it was people in the front of the bus, people were in the middle, in the back of the bus, but we all came together at one point, and it was just something I've never experienced in my life.
Being in that bullpen when it's, we're down 2, we're tied, we're up 2, I don't know if I'm going in, I might be going in, arms kind of sore, but that feeling I'll always remember when I close my eyes and hit the pillow at night. It's something really special, and I'm just glad that I'm given the opportunity and I'm trusted in those situations.
What I don't forget though are the memories and the instances off the baseball field. So how guys felt after a loss in our house, or the bus rides back. I'll always remember those instances. Whereas guys might remember he double in the gap. I love the jokes that are told in the back of the bus. I love the accidental pick on from one teammate to another. Those are things that I'll always cherish.
The thing for me is probably making my first collegiate start last year against CUC. It was freezing cold, it was like 35 degrees, and it was my first college start. I really didn't expect to go as long as I did, throwing over 7 innings and having one of the highest strikeouts in a game like that season. So for me, it was a really special moment because of how well I did, and just being a starter. That's something I haven't done since my high school days. So it was really special for me.
I think something that people take for granted a lot, that I'm definitely going to remember some of my fondest moments, are the things that kind of suck, and the small moments of interaction. I think somebody mentioned pulling the tarp and late night GRB practices, and getting rained on, and it snows twice in a game at MSOE and things like that. Those experiences that are bad, but they're so bad that you just have to laugh about them, are very unique to this team.
Some moments that really stand out to me was first my walk-off home run against Concordia Chicago. It's definitely, I'm pretty sure it was the first time we've ever swept them. So it felt really good. I mean, they were ranked #1 the year before, and they were kind of always beating up on us until then. Really came together as a team to beat them.
What I'll miss most about the Edgewood College baseball team is just always being together. There's always a reason to be together, and although we're not going to be close necessarily physically after college. We're always going to be keeping in contact, always going to be seeing what's up with each other, and I think we're going to stay friends a very long time.
Yeah, I know a lot of other people have said this, but I think it's just the guys, really. We're so close and we're kind of with each other every day, so not having that is going to kind of be hard, definitely an adjustment period. And yeah, I mean, it's a special feeling knowing you have 40 other guys that care about you, and coaches and even their family members, so that's what I'm going to miss.
This team, this college, this program is special, and I'm just going to miss being with the guys every day, whether it's freezing outside and snowing or whether it's 80 degrees and sunny. It was always the same group, and it's always going to be that same group.
We have a really special group of guys. We have a close-knit group of guys. Everybody's, you know, working together for a whole, and I think just as a team dynamic, I think from, you know, seniors down to juniors down to sophomores and freshmen, I think every one of us has an emphasis on getting to know one another.
And having guys that you can also do homework with, but also go play MLB 2K or do whatever you got to do with. It's having those guys at my hip all the time. That's something that I'm gonna miss.
As seniors, we've done a good job at kind of keeping the culture serious about baseball, but also, you know, have some fun when you can. So definitely the brotherhood, the camaraderie aspect is what I'm going to miss the most.
The day-to-day stuff, just being around the guys, joking around, having a good time. Yeah, you know, there's stuff I won't miss, but even the not fun stuff, it's fun because you're with your guys. So I think just, you know, being with the guys, the inside jokes, the tomfoolery, it's what I'm going to miss the most.
It's the fact of just us being brothers. I'm an only child, so for me, it's a little bit heartfelt just to be close with these guys. And, you know, the entire class that we've had so far, we've brought in guys and we've connected like that.
What I would miss the most about my time here at Edgewood College would be all the friendships, all the relationships that I've had. I'll miss being around the baseball team so much, just because they've been like family to me, supporting me all along the way, and I don't know what my life would be like without baseball, so it'd be hard to think about, like, you know, not being there during all the practices and games and all the other activities that I was at with the team. So I'm really gonna miss, like, taking in the whole experience along the way. So.